Hi, it's Sunday the 19th and it is currently around 8:40 something at night, almost 9. I haven't written anything today, just been running errands and taking care of things like this. Also, last night at work was super slow, so I wrote about a little over 3,000 words, which yay, takes me to 20,000 word level. So excited about that. So I will talk way more tomorrow.
I could feel it when I woke up this morning. I just knew it when
I
I
literally
opened
don't know
my
what to do with myself now that I only have 2,000 words to go to reach goal for Camp NaNoWriMo. And of course my story's nowhere near to being finished because that's what we do during NaNoWriMo. We never finish our stories. And yes, that is the royal we, so basically I just mean I, as in me. I never finish my stories. Happy Earth Day, folks. It is Wednesday, the 22nd, and once again I'm at work, sitting in my car during my break, and I haven't really gotten a lot of writing done since I hit about 22,000 words, I believe. I know I only have, or was it 23,000? I can't even remember anymore. All I know is I only have about 2,000 words to write till I reach my goal of 25K, so I think I am at 23,000. I haven't written anything. I haven't plotted. I've been thinking about my story a lot, and I think I know how I want it to end. And it's not going to be over at 25,000 words, so even though I would have reached my goal, I'm not going to verify the story yet and like win on the site. I'm actually just going to keep writing because we still have like a full week left. And then I think there's like 4 days this last week, this month. So I'm going to keep writing. I'm not going to verify. I'm going to write honestly until the 30th. And then I'm going to verify my story on that date. So, yeah, but I'm not going to change my goal because I don't want to have that pressure, to write more. I kind of want to reach 25K, know I hit my goal, and then know that I want to just, continue writing leisurely. The great thing about this NaNoWriMo is it's really been freeing for me. I think the first NaNoWriMo, I put a lot of pressure on myself to write this amazing story that had publishing potential, that I was then going to go on to edit and possibly have it be my first published novel and da 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 da. And so I just put a lot of pressure on myself to have this like perfect work. And I haven't worked on that story in about 2 months now. I'm committed to editing it, and don't get me wrong, I'm committed to finishing it because I haven't finished it either. And I'm still really passionate about the story. I haven't lost interest in the story at all. I still absolutely love the story. And whenever I think about it, which I think about it at least once a day, I still am like really excited to get back to it. But I've calmed down, and this whole NaNoWriMo thing that I've been doing, this is only my second one, but it's really been teaching me so much about myself, not only as a writer, but just as a person. And it's been also just teaching me a lot about success and what we consider to be successful and how we can kind of set ourselves up for either disappointment, or we put a lot of pressure on ourselves all the time. We're just like, oh, you're like, what is success? And we think that we're only successful if we write to the aim of publishing. Like if we write with the end result being this published novel that's going to be a bestseller, and you're going to all of a sudden just like have a Stephanie Meyer experience, or J.K. Rowling, or any of these authors out there today that have written these amazing novels that have just changed their lives. And I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as writers to write into something that will have that same type of result. And I don't think that's fair. There's something to be said about writing for the art of it and the joy of it. And writing because you can't breathe if you don't write, writing because you need to, writing because it's your passion and it is your air. And if you cannot get these voices and these characters and these stories out of your head, you'd probably go insane and you'd be crazy. So there's definitely something to be said for just writing because you need it, like you need air to breathe. And you write for the story and for the joy of it and the passion of it. And not just writing to these ends of like, you know, oh, I want to get published, or I want to be recognized for this, and, you know, I want this to go out into the world and make a big splash. And, you know, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a published author. There's nothing wrong with wanting success. I just think that in our society, the way that we rate success sets us up. It sets us up to be disappointed. It sets us up to feel impatient, to feel like a failure if we haven't reached certain milestones by certain time periods, by certain age. You know, it's like you feel like by such and such age, I should have this. I should have accomplished this much. I should be at this point in my life. And that's just not reality. It's not realistic, and it's not going to make you happy. It's going to set you up to be depressed and miserable and disappointed and feel like a failure and feel like you're not doing enough, you know? And when it comes to something that's your passion, you have to give it your all simply because you know you were created to do this thing. And that has to be the reason why you do it. There's something to be said for art's sake. And I remember studying that in college, where it was like, we talked a lot about art for art's sake and how sometimes we create because we need to, and it's beautiful and it's amazing to make something out of nothing and put it out into the world, you know, for yourself, you know, yeah, for people, for yourself too. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and it's really helped me. It's freed me a lot because, for example, with my NaNoWriMo story from November, I know that I want to publish it one day. I know that I'm going to finish it. I know that I'm going to revise it. But the thing is, every time I work on the story, something changes. You know, every single time I open up my document to work on that story, something changes, you know, and it's just taught me that it's a process and the story is not ready yet. It hasn't cooked enough, so to speak, you know, it's still changing, it's still evolving, it's still growing. And as I continue to change and evolve and grow and go through things, the story continues to change and evolve and go through things. So it hasn't hit a place where the story has set or cooked enough, you know, it's not fully ready yet. It changes all the time. Every time I work on it, something else new has popped up, or something's changed, or I've decided to drop something or twist something or, you know, rearrange something. So I just think that we as people put a lot of pressure on ourselves to kind of have this perfect manuscript right off the gate, and to have our story set as this thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, the story's set and the plot is set and I can't change it now. Yes, you can, you know, and if the story's not ready, it's not ready. So you just have to give yourself time. You have to give your story time. Don't put a timeline on yourself, and just trust it. Trust your gift. Trust what you have inside of you as a writer, and trust the timing of your life. There's this amazing quote that I see all the time, mostly on Instagram, and it says, trust the timing of your life. And I think that is so profound and so accurate, because it applies so much to writing and to just, you know, any artistic endeavor in general. It applies so well to the artistic process. It's a process. Trust the timing of it, especially as you work on different projects. If you need to stop one story or one project and move on to another, do it. And don't feel like a failure. Don't feel that you will never get back to that first project or will never be done. Yes, it will. If you're still excited about it and you're still passionate about that work, it's gonna be completed in its own time. You have to trust the timing of that specific process for that work, and just let it be. Let it breathe. Let yourself breathe. Give yourself a break, and give yourself enough credit to know that you will get back to it, you will finish it, and you will do it in the perfect timing. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Sorry that I've been ranting, but this is just something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and just how much we put pressure on ourselves and how much society puts pressure on ourselves because of the way that our society is set up to look at success. And especially with something like writing, where, you know, it honestly is a blessing if you make a dime from writing. It's really not something that you can, quote unquote, put all of your eggs in that basket and hope that you will turn out to be, you know, a millionaire from being a writer. So I think that you just have to let it breathe and trust yourself. As an artist, trust yourself and trust your art. Trust your art that it will speak when it needs to speak, you know, and it will complete itself. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say about this topic. I will get back to that first story. So yeah, my NaNoWriMo story, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna finish it. I don't know when, okay? I had this timeline at the beginning of the year, like, I'm gonna spend 3 months doing this, and then 3 months doing that, and then 3 months doing this, and by the end of the year, I'll have this. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a timeline. There's nothing wrong with having goals. It's just, I've realized that that story isn't ready, and that story doesn't have to be the first story that I publish. I don't need to put that much pressure on that story. If it's not ready, it's not ready. And as long as I continue to stay passionate about it and interested in it, it will see the light of day and it will be published. And it's okay for me not to know what that timeline is, and it's okay for me not to know when that will be. And it's okay for me to work on other projects that I'm excited about, and just trust myself as an artist and trust my art. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I came home from work to the packages that arrived right as I was leaving. That keeps happening, and it's torture. So I will be showing you the books that I got throughout the month of April. And for right now, I just want to show you some of the packages that arrived today. Just a little teaser. And here they are. Here's the stack of books, packages that arrived today. And you will get to see what's all up in here. I don't have the patience to do an unboxing, so sorry about that. I'm definitely opening these now, but you will get to see them all. I've had the best day. Went and got a 90-minute massage, and it was heaven. I haven't written anything since I hit about 23,000 words, and I'm okay with that. I am okay. I am taking my time, and honestly, tonight I feel so ready to write. That massage was amazing. I fell asleep, and I was in a deep, deep meditational state, so I'm so incredibly relaxed and so happy. Then I went, got me a Starbucks, and for those of you who are wondering what is my Starbucks drink of choice, that is a tall, no foam, soy vanilla chai. There we go. Oh my gosh, I feel like such a New Yorker, because when I go in there, I'm like, tall soy, no foam, vanilla chai. And I can feel the people behind me just rolling their eyeballs like, did this girl just really just order a no foam vanilla soy chai? Like, what is that? But yes, that is my drink of choice. And then I went to Target and I just browsed the aisles leisurely for a while. It was awesome. And then, do you recognize this bag? Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I went to Barnes & Noble and I may have gone a little bit nuts, but it was all in the bargain section, so it's totally fine. Totally. I've decided to give myself a me day at least once a week, a day just dedicated to myself, where I do what I want to do and I pamper myself and take care of myself and do things that I love and that I enjoy and are going to relax me and make me happy. I find that a lot of people use writing as an escape, as a way to kind of get away from where they're at, whether it's mentally or just to take themselves away to a better place in their imagination, a world of their own creation. And as a writer, I've realized that I can't write when I am discontent. I cannot write when I am unhappy. I actually read when I'm unhappy. That is the quickest way for me to escape to another place when I'm not feeling it. in order for me to write, I have to be relaxed, I have to be stress-free, and I have to be happy. You know, writing in itself makes me incredibly happy, but I also have to be mentally stable and just happy within myself in order to sit down and give so much of myself to another thing, you know? I'm not that writer that can just escape into their art when they're feeling sad. If I want to escape into my art when I'm feeling sad, you know, I went to school for acting. That really is what I do. I will, you know, want to throw myself into pretending to be somebody else on a stage, you know, on a film set, whatever. Like that is my outlet when I'm sad and unhappy, is literally putting on someone else's skin and pretending to be somebody else for a little while. So since I have taken a mini hiatus from acting and I've been focusing more on writing, I really cannot write when I am unhappy, guys. I have to be okay. So this whole me day thing it's perfect. It's working out so well. It's Saturday and I've reached 25,000 words. Actually, I'm past that now. And I will definitely be having a Camp NaNoWriMo wrap-up video that will go on at the end of the month, just giving an overall explanation and just a rundown of my experience this year with Camp Nano and how I have reached my goal. I haven't verified my novel yet and I haven't won yet, but I am past the word count. So I'll definitely be having a wrap up video going up soon, but this is the end of week 4's vlog. And yeah, I will see you in my wrap up. Bye.